Yes, and good evening, everybody, from Valley High Memorial Stadium, where the Freeport Yellow Jackets have just taken the field. I'm Bob Tattern, and along with Joe Falsetti, we welcome you to the second round. It's the semifinal matchup in AA football. The Freeport Yellow Jackets and the Jeanette Jayhawks. They will meet for the second time this year. Of course, that first one was won by Jeanette because, Joe, as everybody knows, the Jayhawks are undefeated. They come into the ball game with a mark of 11-0, and it includes a perfect 10-0 regular season and last week's 15-0 win over Seton LaSalle.
And Bob, during the regular season, it took a couple of big plays on the part of Jeanette to win that ball game. Freeport was leading by the score of 12-0, but Jeanette came on, two big plays, got one of the two extra point tries, went ahead 13-12. They hung on, they won it, being undefeated, and they come into this game a slight favorite over the Yellow Jackets, but you sort of get the feeling, Bob, with the electricity, at least on this side of the field where we're located, that the Freeport student body is expecting a win, and to be honest with you, so are we.
Jeanette, of course, and Freeport, both in the Allegheny Conference of this AA league. Jeanette, as we mentioned, finished undefeated. They were 8-0 in league play, and Freeport right behind at 7-1. And in the regular season, as Joe had mentioned, Jeanette won it 13-12. Last weekend, Freeport went down to play a first-place team. They matched up with the little Washington Generals, I guess, presidents, whatever, from the Century League or the Century Division. Washington was 9-1 at that time, and Freeport walked away. They said it was an upset, but I've talked to some of those who were there at the ball game, and they say there was no matchup. Washington that night was no match for the Yellow Jackets. They were just too strong.
And on the other side of the ledger, Bob, the Jeanette Jayhawks went against Seton LaSalle. They had no trouble, 15-0. The score, no indication. The Jayhawks are much more superior than the score would indicate. And these two giants from the Allegheny Conference going at it here tonight. And the winner, of course, Bob, at Three River Stadium on the 25th, which is a week from tomorrow. And, of course, the loser will look ahead to next year.
Jody White, number 33. Number 75 is Scott Lucas. Number 11 is Brad Valentine, the quarterback. And number 53 is Chad Ravoti. They're out at the center of the field meeting with the co-captains of the opposition. Sean Crawford, number 22. Number 10 is Chuck Fontana. He's the quarterback of the ball club. Number 33, you're going to see a lot of him tonight running with the football, Devine Jones. And number, I believe it's 56, that would be Jason Grant. Right, he's one of the defensive captains on this ball club, and as we mentioned before, they're out there for the toss of the coin. Freeport in the white trousers with the dark shirts and the white numerals, and Jeanette in all white with the red and blue trim. Freeport, until this year, had never won at Valley High Stadium, but when they defeated the Valley Vikings during the regular season, it marked, according to those that keep the records, the first time ever that Freeport had scored a win on this field. Well, Jeanette has won the toss. Jeanette has won the toss. And let's see.
I think Jeanette won the toss, and they're going to defer, Bob, till the second half. Freeport will receive.
Okay, Freeport will receive the opening kickoff. And we shall return with the opening kickoff right after this. Well, it's a near sellout. We still have a lot of people coming into the stadium here in the near Freeport. They are packed. On the opposite side, there is still some room. We're looking at the Freeport huddle around Coach Gary Keppel. Oh, they charge. Freeport starting offensive lineup here tonight for Freeport. The quarterback, Brad Valentine. The wingback is Ryan Redmond and Jason DeWitt. The fullback, Brian Kern, and the tailback is Jody White. And boy, has he done his share running this year. The end is Sean Mochak. The tight end is Joe McGrath. The tackles are Merle Atkinson and Paul McConville. The guards are Dave Visley along with Scott Lucas. And the center is Kurt Lenz. And that will round out the starting offense for the Yellow Jackets. And, of course, that is only tentative. That's a lineup that you're handed in advance. But, again, that thing can change. Defensively for Jeanette, the ends will be Sean Crawford and Malcolm Morgan. The tackles are Eric Leidig and Dwayne Hall. The linebackers are James Culliver, Derek Pontero, Jason Grant, and Jason Vincent. The corners, Dion Stanford, Steve Cunningham, and the free safety is Lamont Morgan. Setting up the football is Dwayne Hall, number 75, and it's at the near side hash mark. Jody White is set up at the far side. at the 5-yard line, and his counterpart to the near side is Jason DeWitt. All right, number 41. So Freeport will start running left to right here in the opening quarter, both after scoring weekend victories last weekend. Here we go. The kick is going to be fielded on a couple of hops by Jody White at about the 23. Slug out, 34-yard line before he's finally dropped on the play. Tackle was made over there by Ron Englehart for Jeanette. And
good
so
field position, Bob, on the opening kickoff.
Freeport starts at the 34. Freeport sends Eric Beach wide to the right. Out of the eye. White gets the call. White with a hole. White up to the 40-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 4.
What a block downfield, Bob, by Eric Beach. He had his man rolled over that if White could have gotten through there into the secondary, he might have been running for a week.
We're just underway here at Valley High Memorial Stadium. There is no score. Freeport moving with the football. This time they have Chris Hoffman out wide to the right side. Running room to the left. They're at the near side hash mark. Once again, it's White with a football. He'll get a couple of yards before Jermaine Morgan puts the wraps on him. The forward progress is going to be marked at about the 42-yard line. So White, who had picked up 6 yards on the first carry.
Well, Bob, there's no doubt that Jeanette is going to key on Jody White. He is the guy that does it all for the Yellow Jackets, carries 75–80% of the time, so they're going to key on him, but there's other weapons in this Freeport team.
Third and about 1.5 yards. White gets the call and doesn't get it.
He gives him, I believe, Bob, the forward progress, if they give it to him, he'll have it.
Jeanette is upset with the call. Number 56, Jason Grant, was there, and they have the first down at the 45.
They were going to bring in the sticks, but the official now indicates first down, and they move the chain over across the way.
So you got to give White 3 yards on that carry. So he's carried 3 times and has picked up 11 yards. 2 minutes have elapsed here in the opening period. Bob Tattern with Joe Falls City. Nice to have you aboard on Comcast Local Cable Channel 3. This time the up man gets the call. Brian Kern turns the legs for about 2 yards. Kern picks up a couple. Now remember, the first time these two ball clubs met, Freeport had a 12-0 lead before the Jeanette Jayhawks fought back and won it 13-12. Jeanette, by the way, has already made the announcement that if they win at Three Rivers, if they get the shot, they will participate in the All-State Final for AA. Out of the eye, it's Kern and White. White takes the pitch. Gets the block. Oh, what a block. White is in the open, got the first down. White is across the 45 to about the 42. That's an 11-yard carry for White. That now gives him 22 yards in 4 carries.
5.5 yards a carry. If you're wondering just how good this Jody White is, there's at least a half a dozen Division I schools, Bob, that are tracking every step of this youngster.
And there are a couple of college scouts on hand for this one here tonight.
Sure.
And Jody White again. Jody White up to the 36-yard line. Jody White straight ahead. And Eric Leidig is there for the tackle, but they'll make the stop at about the 37-yard line. So White picks up 6 yards on the play?
Bob, yep.
So he's got 27 yards in 5 carries. 5 yards plus. Here in the first quarter, 8:23 in the turning first quarter clock. This time it's Kern. Kern is in the open, and Kern gets ahead to the 28 and has got another first down. Derek Cunningham makes the stop for Jeanette. But the Yellow Jackets have another 1st and 10. Now a timeout has been called by Jeanette at 8:13. And Joe, we're going to hold on right here. Exciting ball game.
Well, it certainly is, Bob. And I'll tell you what, with White doing his thing as he's done all year long, in fact, as he's done for 3 or 4 years at Freeport, the people that perhaps have been overlooked most of this season, Eric Beach, McConville, Lucas, Lenz, Visley, Atkins, Joe McGrath, these guys do the work up front. They get very little credit from the fans watching, but the coaches know what they do. And I'll tell you what, without those guys up front, why, White or whomever is running the football would have a much tougher time. So congratulations to those guys on a great, great season and making sure that Jody White and the rest of that gang in the backfield picked up the yardage that they have to get them into this playoff.
Jeanette did call the timeout. We have 8:13 to play in the opening period. Freeport began the drive at their own 34. They are now presently at the 28 of Jeanette. And it is, as we mentioned, another 1st and 10 for the Jackets. Jody White with 27 yards and 5 carries. And Jeanette has yet to get their hands on the football.
Wondering now, Bob, if they may have second thoughts in electing to defer until the second half.
Quarterback is Brad Valentine. Kern and White are in the I. White gets the call. White to the 20. And White is brought down at the 19. Finally dropped on the play by Steve Cunningham. They spotted at the 19. And a gain of 9 on that play. 37 yards for White. The other yardage picked up by Kern. They have not thrown the football, and Jeanette has tried with the timeout to readjust their defense, and it was a wise choice, Joe. Of course, if they're able to do anything or not, I don't know, but
didn't show in that first carry, 9 yards.
White this time is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage.
Might have lost a little bit there, Bob.
So there was no gain on the play. Hall was the first there to make the stop as big number 75 put the shoulder pad to him, and they actually lose a yard on the play. Clock running, first quarter, no score, 7 minutes left in this opening period. Again, Bob Tattern with Joe Falsetti, and all the action coming to you on Comcast Cable. Valentine this time with a full house eye. Gives to White. White finds an opening. White slants it forward down to the 15-yard line. And picks up the first down. They will spot it at the 14. Just over the 15-yard line. That gives White, what, about 7 on that carry?
Right.
Or, no, a little bit more.
More than that.
Well, he was at the 19, wasn't he?
Well, he's at the 14 now. A gain of about 5.
Let's call it
He's
5.
got 39 yards altogether. I know that.
Here we go. White gets the call, goes off the right side, and very quickly is hit. And boy, they're hitting hard. Let's see, number 31 is Garrick Pontalero. And the stop is made. The official spots it at about the 13-yard line. Give him a yard on the play. That's 9 carries for Jody White. And he's got 43 yards so far in the opening drive. Pitch goes wide. White looks for the block. He's got the block. And White is awfully close. He's down at the 1-yard line. What a block by Scott Lucas to get him free. And White picks up 11 yards on the carry. 52 yards for Jody White. Freeport's held the ball for the entire 6 minutes and 11 seconds of this period. Touchdown, Freeport. Brad Valentine on the quarterback keeper.
Well,
13 plays on that drive.
13 plays. They hung on to the football for almost, 6 minutes and 13 seconds. They take a 6-0 lead, and they're in now for the extra point. Brad Ballantyne to try it.
And the kick is up, and it might be, it's good. Looked like it was sailing left. We have a break in the action at 5:47 of the first quarter. Freeport leading 7-0. We'll be right back. Well, Freeport has just scored, and they have taken a 7-0 lead at 5:47 of the opening period. And this is Brad Ballantyne ready to kick off for the Jackets. It's Devine Jones right down the middle. The kick is low. It bounces and goes beyond. It's finally picked up at about the 17-yard line. And Freeport is going to stick him. Number 20, Ryan Redmond makes the stop on Rich Arnold, who returned the kick. And the ball will be spotted at the 23. Jeanette, the first time in the ball game they've had their hands on the ball. Fontana is the quarterback. Devine Jones is going to be hemmed in, and he is dropped maybe for no gain. Very quickly, Dennis Lavery for Freeport to make the hit. They give him about a yard on the play. Second down and 9 at the 24. 7-0 Freeport. 5 minutes left in this opening quarter here at Valley High. Both teams played here this year. Freeport and Jeanette both beating Valley. Here is a pass, and it is caught at the 30. And out of bounds, Jermaine Morgan. Hit by Terry Van Dyke, but a first down at the 35-yard line. First down for the Jayhawks. Jeanette's already out of the huddle. The first down is at the 36. First pass of the game. Here's the second pass. This one is incomplete. Pass was intended for Derek Cunningham. Cunningham was challenged over there on the far side, I believe, by Eric Beach. But the pass goes incomplete.
Beach has been active here, Bob, in his first 6 minutes or so in the ball game. He's really been active.
Second down and 10 for Jeanette. They have it at their own 36-yard line, trailing Freeport 7-0 in this AA semifinal. The winner advances next weekend at Three Rivers Stadium, and if Freeport should win, Comcast Cablevision will be there. I know the crew is anxious to get another look at the stadium. All right, Jeanette is ready to go. Fontana could be audibilizing. And the first penalty of the game.
I think Jeanette jumped, Bob. That would go against the Jayhawks, I'm pretty sure.
It may have been Frank Finelli, number 68. And if it is, it'll be the first illegal procedure. Jeanette, indeed. The penalty will bring it back to the 36-yard, the 31-yard line.
Second and 15.
Jeanette with a lot of time in the huddle. They can and will throw the football. Chuck Fontana over center. Has the man wide right. They fake the flea flick. Throw the football to Jarvis Hall. Hall is loose and has a first down near midfield. Jarvis Hall is ridden into the Jeanette bench and has a first down. Now the penalty flag goes. I think Lavery made the defensive play for Freeport and a penalty flag thrown.
I think this is going to go against Jeanette, Bob, believe it or not.
The line of scrimmage was the 31.
They're marching back. It's against the Jayhawks.
That could have been a bench penalty. Now, in basketball, that's worth 2 shots. They ought to get a field goal try out of that. Ah, just kidding. Anyway, let's see what the penalty is. They're going the other way.
Well, I think they're going to give him the first down, Bob, then march off 15 yards because it happened after the first down carry.
Now, the pass was completed at the 48.
So now they'll march off to 15. So it'll be 1st and 25.
Well,
they're marching it off now.
Okay. From the 28 back to the 33. That's the second penalty for Jeanette. Freeport started at their own 34 and went 66 yards for the touchdown on a 1-yard plunge by Ballantyne from the 1-yard line, of course, and he also added the extra point. Here is Jeanette on 1st and 25. Fontana fires, and it was incomplete. Freeport had Jason DeWitt over there, carrying on the play along with Jody White.
Jody White also there, Bob.
So another pass by Jeanette fails. 2nd and 25. Freeport leading 7-0. 4.5 minutes. The clock stopped on that incompleted pass at 4:33. Jeanette has had a rich tradition in high school football down through the years, but they've been able to be had. Tonight is one of those nights, I believe. Fontana pitches to, well, let's see, it's Lamont Morgan.
Oh, Wobble! What a play! Freeport recovers. What a play by Dave Bisley, Bob. He caused it.
And Freeport has come up with a football. I think it was Eric Beach who fell on it. That would be number 80. And they will mark it at the 38.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Bob, Bisley is 220 pounds, and he came from behind to bring down the ball carrier, made the defensive play. Beach recovered. Freeport at the 38.
4:15 on the turning first quarter clock. Out of the eye, it's Kern and White. This time it goes to Ryan Redmond, and Redmond slips ahead to the 32-yard line. Mark it at the 33. Across the way, the play was made by Garrett Pontelero. And he picked up about 6 yards. Down to the 32. Jody White has how many yards, Joe, in the evening? 52?
He's got 52 yards, Bob.
On 10 carries?
10 carries, right. And Coach Keppel, Bob, sending in plays. Every play, he's sending them in from the bench.
2nd down and 4.
Right now, he looks like a super quarterback calling all the right plays.
We have an official timeout. There is an equipment adjustment being made. If you look across the field near the Jeanette bench, somebody with either a chin strap or a helmet problem for Jeanette.
You know, Bob, I hope for the retailers in Freeport, if there are any retail stores open in Freeport, it's understandable if they don't ring the register all night long. They're all here. I think the entire town of Freeport is here at Valley High Stadium for this playoff game against Jeanette. And right now, everybody from Freeport is smiling. The Jackets are up by the score of 7-0.
James Culliver, number 82 for Jeanette, had the equipment problem. Everything is okay. Here we go. It's up the middle with Jody White carrying the football down to the 20. He's inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. And underneath the pile is James Culliver, who made the stop. So they go from the 31 to the 19. I gave him 12 on the carry, so roughly 64 yards or thereabouts for Jody White. So Freeport is at the 19-yard line. Pitch goes to White. White follows a block, cuts inside at the 15, and is hammered after the tackle is made by Devine Jones. They'll bring him down at the 14. Gain of about 5. Second down and 5. Freeport, and I believe the left side of the Yellow Jacket line jumped.
I believe that was Scott Lucas, Bob. Might have jumped the snap too soon.
If that be the case, it'll bring up a 2nd and 10. First penalty called against the Jackets. So the Jackets at their 19-yard line now with a 2nd and 10. The Jackets took over after recovering a fumble at the 38-yard line, 39 actually. So they've advanced it down to the 19. Jody White slips and was hit on the play by Garrick Pontarolo. Pontarolo makes the hit at the 17. So a gain of about 2 yards for Jody White. 70-some yards for Jody White here in the opening quarter. It's not a bad day's work. First man out, of course, out of that huddle. Chad Vody over center. Penalty flags again.
I think it's against Jeanette, Bob.
Beg your pardon, Kurt Lenz is the center. That's a 5-yarder coming up against Jeanette. Freeport is down to the 11 with 1:22 left in this quarter. Again, if Freeport wins here tonight, Bob Tattern, along with Joe Falsetti and the crew, will be at Three River Stadium next weekend for the championship game. Brad Ballantyne takes the snap, hands off to White. White is going to be wrapped up by Dwayne Hall.
It's going to be a little bit short, Bob, maybe about a half a yard.
It was 3rd and a long 2, and he's at the 10 for a yard gain.
4th down.
4th and 1, and do the Jackets want to call a time, or well, the crowd wants.
Oh, they
want to go.
No doubt about it.
We're inside 30 seconds of this first quarter. Freeport 7 and Jeanette nothing. From the 10-yard line, and Jody White has it, and a penalty flag is thrown. A penalty flag was thrown on the play.
Could be a face mask there, Bob. We'll have to wait and see.
Now, the first thing you want to do is give Jody White 2 yards to the 7 and half the distance to the goal line to the 3.
What it is, Bob, face mask.
So the first quarter shows 17 seconds.
Put the ball on the 4-yard line.
So they're at the 4. Coach Gary Keppel talking with his assistant coaches via the headsets. They're going to let the quarter go, and that will do it. We have completed 1 full quarter of play. The Yellow Jackets in the lead. A 7-0 score. The second quarter coming up right after this. Well, we're going to start our second quarter. And it'll be 1st and goal to go from the 4. And here is Joe.
All right, Bob. Yellow Jackets on top, 7-0. They can pad that lead here. First and goal at the 4. Here is a handoff. It's White. White driving. He's going to be down to about the 1-yard line. A gain of about 3 on the play. Second down and goal. A gain of about 3 yards on the play. So the Yellow Jackets, leading 7-0, could put themselves in pretty good shape with a score here. They're just inside the 2-yard line, maybe about 1.5 yards is where the ball is spotted. Out of the huddle, the Yellow Jackets are set to go. Ballantyne at quarterback, full house high. Here is the handoff. White, and White is into the end zone. Touchdown! Jody White gives the Yellow Jackets a 13-point lead as they get set for the extra point, and as they say, Bob, the joint is going wild. Ballantyne getting set now to go for the extra point. What a job of blocking that front wall of Freeport is doing. You can't credit them enough. They have just absolutely been outstanding. Ballantyne getting set now for the extra point. Good snap. The kick is up. The kick is no good. Wide to the right. So the Yellow Jackets will maintain that 13-point lead. They lead 13-0.
John, just doing a quick tally on Jody White. With that touchdown of 2 yards, he has 75 yards unofficially. I know you and I will probably disagree by about 1 yard or 2, but for the sake of being in the general proximity anyway, Jody White, 75 yards in 1 full quarter, plus that first running play of the second period. And the Jackets now lead it by 13-0.
And for the Bob, of benefit of some of the fans in the AK Valley that are here tonight that haven't had a chance to watch this Freeport team all year long, they are an absolute pleasure to watch. And if you wonder why they're here, they're showing you. They're leading 13-0 as we get set to go now with the kickoff. Here's Ballantyne's kick. It's a line drive kick. It's going to be taken at about the 17-yard line. Up quickly and still on his feet, and finally he's going to be hit and dropped across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Dave Visley made the stop, and coming up there with that carry was number 32, Jarvis Hall. So Hall with a good run back up to about the 44-yard line. The Jayhawks will put it in play. First and 10 from their own 44. Chuck Fontana, the fine quarterback for the Jayhawks, and they can do everything. Wide is Jermaine Morgan to the far side of the field. Fontana at quarterback fakes. Fontana back looking, still looking. Fontana's going to be chased, and they're going to throw a shot up the middle intended for Jermaine Morgan. Incomplete coverage over there by 3 or 4 of the Yellow Jackets, particularly Terry Van Dyke. So the pass is incomplete. And I don't know whether or not they were out of bounds over there or what, but, well, I guess not. Well, what happened? There was a penalty there, I believe. Roughness against, roughness against Freeport on quarterback Chuck Fontana. So they'll march off 15 yards and put the ball inside the 40-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. The Jayhawks first and 10 from that spot. A big break there for Jeanette.
It's one of their biggest offensive plays so far, and I don't mean that to poke fun, but they really haven't had much going.
All right, Fontana's ready. They're in the eye. Slot to the far side of the field. Everybody else tight. Fontana barking signals. And a reverse handoff coming over across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Gang tackle. And coming up with that carry was Devine Jones, and he got about 2 yards. Van Dyke and Lavery on the stop. A gain of a couple. Second down and 8. The ball is near the 38-yard line of Freeport. Second quarter with 10.5 minutes remaining. It's Freeport 13, Jeanette nothing. Jeanette won the toss. They elected to defer, and Freeport received and drove all the way for the touchdown, picked up another score a little bit later on. 13-0 Freeport, and Jeanette in possession. Fontana fakes. Fontana, no, he did hand off, and he was hit. That was Jarvis Hall, and Hall was hit by 2 or 3 of the Jayhawks, and the principal tackler there was number 60, Terry Van Dyke.
Penalty flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
By the way, the clock stops on that penalty flag. 10-10 left in the first half. The Jackets, as Joe had mentioned, out in front 13-0.
Procedure against the Jayhawks. So they'll march off the 5 yards, I believe, if Freeport elects to take the penalty. They're discussing it with the co-captain out there. No decision made as yet. Could be they may turn it down here. I know they're discussing it a long time. Let's wait and see.
They're going to take it, I think.
Well, they're making sure where the ball would go if they take the penalty and exactly what the situation would be if they refuse it. I know one thing, Bob, they're considering it. Let's put it that way. Now they decide to take the penalty. They'll march off the 5 yards and spot it at about the 44-yard line. So it'll be Jeanette, second down, 14 from the Freeport 44. 13-0. Freeport in the lead. A tremendous crowd here at Valley High Stadium. The Freeport side, which is the home side, is pretty well jammed up, and they got everybody here from Freeport and the surrounding communities, I believe. All right, here's Fontana. Long count. Still marching and sends a man in motion. That's Cunningham. Fontana on the draw. Gives off, and it's not going very far. On the carry that time was Devine Jones. He gets up to about the 40. Stopped by Lucas Van Dyke. And it'll be back to about the original line of scrimmage. A gain of about 4 yards on that carry. It'll be third down and 10. The ball just inside the Freeport 40-yard line. 9.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Freeport leading 13-0. I guess maybe if we repeat it more often than we normally do, it's because Freeport is trying to break a jinx, a playoff jinx, and more particularly what the hex Jeanette has had on him for these last 11 ball games. Here's Fontana rolling out, high pass, and it's almost got there by number 22, Crawford. But by the time he was ready to put his hands around that football, he got hit. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up a fourth down.
Nine minutes and 6 seconds are left of this first half. And the Jackets are setting back, by the way.
Beach and White.
Jody White.
Jody White and Eric
Fontana, Joe's doing the punt.
All right, Fontana standing at about his own 47-yard line, waiting for the snap. It's Beach and White. Back deep, high kick. It's short. It may go out of bounds. It does. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a pretty good spot for Freeport. Inside the 20 to about the 23.
I was watching Dave Isley when they snapped the ball. He pushed his Jeanette man flat on his butt. Just knocked him over.
All right, it'll be Freeport's ball, first and 10 from their own 23. We've got 8 minutes and 59 seconds remaining here in the second quarter with the Yellow Jackets on top, 13-0. Boy, what a thrill it would be for the people up in Freeport, Bob, to go down to Three River Stadium and play for that championship. They have sure waited a long, long time. But this one is far from being over.
It'll be Steel Valley or New Brighton.
Valentine to White. White picks up a block, cuts inside all the way up to the 30. A 7-yard gain for Jody White. So Jody White picks up 7.
Gives him 82 on the night. You got 88, I got 82. I probably missed a run somewhere, Joe.
Well, it's okay. I'm sure that Jody will say, well, I'll take the 82 as long as we win. Forget the 88. All right, here come the Yellow Jackets out of the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. They have it at their own 30. They're second down and a long 2. Closer to 3. Valentine. Right up the middle comes Kern up to the 39-yard line. First and 10, the Yellow Jackets at their own 39. Pontarolo made the stop for Jeanette, but not until Kern gets the first down at the 39-yard line. And I'll tell you what, these two quarterbacks for Freeport doing an outstanding job. And if you think they're alternating, they're not. Coach Keppel is the quarterback that's calling the plays, and Valentine is executing, and what a combination with White and Kern running the football. Set to go once again. Here is Valentine. Popper up the middle is Kern. Across the 40 to about the 44, but there is a flag on the play, and from where that flag was thrown, it could be a hold against the Yellow Jackets.
That's what it is.
There is the indication, holding against Freeport.
Holding on Freeport.
Now, do they give them the 5 yards and step it off from there?
They'll march it off, Bob, from where the spot of the foul, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They'll spot the football now at about the 33-yard line. So it'll be first down and about 17 yards to go.
First and 16.
So Freeport now with another play coming in from the bench. From their own 33, the clock is moving. We're down inside 8 minutes, in fact, down to 7:42. Valentine is set. They're in the eye. White, the tailback. Here is Kern getting it, and I think they're going to call an offside there. At least it looks as though it might have been an offside. Let's wait for the official call.
Jason DeWitt got the call on that ball, on the carry.
This figures to go against Jeanette. At least that's the way it looks from here. Yes, offside against Jeanette, so they'll march off to 5, and now it'll be first down at about 12.
5-yard penalty will make it first and
Not too often you see back-to-back penalty plays.
Right. It was a relatively clean first quarter, Bob. I think it might have been 1 penalty, but they've picked up a few here in the second quarter. Both teams have. All right, it'll be second down, or I should say first down and 12. The ball at the 37 of Freeport. I formation. White, the tailback. Here's White getting the handoff. Cuts inside. White across to 40. Still on his feet to about the 44-yard line. A gain of about 7 yards on the carry. Finally stopped over there by Garrick Pantarolo. And a gain of about 7 yards on the carry. And Jody White approaching the 100-yard mark. And we're still at... well, just a little under 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. So he is an absolute joy to watch, and what a running back he's been for these past 3 years for Freeport. No wonder they've got a half a dozen Division I schools looking at it. All right, set to go once again. Valentine fakes. Now they run a reverse and needing a block. Coming around, getting good yardage. Jason DeWitt. And DeWitt is going to be run out of bounds inside the 50 to about the 48-yard line of Jeanette.
Paul McConville with a beautiful block, number 72 for Freeport.
All right.
Culver on the stop for the jail.
And Jason DeWitt figures it's time for me to do my thing. He did it with some help from McConville on that super block, and the Yellow Jackets with another first down. The ball is spotted at the 48-yard line of Jeanette. And the fans on the home side here at Valley High Stadium are humming it up.
You know, Jeanette hasn't lost this year yet now.
Right. And off White, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Good play that time by Jason Vincent. Good play by Vincent. He hit Jody White as soon as he took the handoff, and that'll be a stop right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play for Jody White.
Second and 10.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 48-yard line of Jeanette. The Yellow Jackets in possession. 5:40 remaining in the second quarter, and the Yellow Jackets of Freeport leading by the score of 13-0. Here we go. Valentine at quarterback. Jody White, he's going to pass, looking. Oh, they knocked down the receiver, and Jody White just throws it over everybody's head.
I give him credit.
Sure, yeah, he made sure that they weren't going to, you know, maybe a grounding call or something, but the intended receiver fell down. I believe that was number 20, Ryan Redmond, that fell down. So the pass will be incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the Jeanette 48-yard line. Chris Hoffman also coming into the lineup now for the Yellow Jackets. He's going to be split wide to the far side of the field. Double setback now. They're spread out. Here's a pitch back over to White. White picks up a block. He's at the 45, inside the 45 to about the 41-yard line. It's going to be about, maybe 2.5 yards, maybe 3 yards short. Jermaine Morgan made the stop for Jeanette. It's going to be 4th down and 2.5. Let's call it 3. 4th and 3, and the Yellow Jackets are going to punt it away with 5:15. Let's make it 5:17 remaining here in the second quarter.
If Dennis Lavery gets off one of his patented punts, it'll be a treat for the crowd. I watched him in pregame, Joe. He was going to bring rain if there was some, maybe even some snow.
All right, here is Lavery. Gets a good snap. Here is Lavery. Gets a kick. It's a line drive kick. Takes a high bounce. Going to be picked up at about the 10-yard line. Good coverage by Freeport, and a tremendous tackle down there by number 53, Chad Ravoti. At about the 12-yard line. So Ravoti went downfield to cover the punt, and he really did a job. He got down there in a hurry, made the stop at the 12-yard line.
What's his size? 205?
He is about 205, and let's see, Ravoti is about 5'10" or thereabouts. He plays like 6'2". All right, 1st and 10, Jeanette from their own 12-yard line. 13-0 Freeport, 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Fontana, the quarterback for Jeanette. Double setback. Here is Fontana handing off to the second man through and getting very little that time as he's gang tackled at the defensive charge led by Dennis Lavery. A gain of a couple on Jarvis Hall. So they'll give him a gain of about, let's give him 2. That's being a little generous, but we'll give him a 2-yard gain. Call it 2nd and 8, the ball near the 14-yard line. Jeanette's 14, that is. Big crowd on hand here at the Valley High Stadium for this second-round playoff in the AA competition. Jeanette and Freeport, and right now the Yellow Jackets have the edge, leading 13-0. Fontana sends a man in motion. That's Cunningham. Fontana back looking to pass, and did he get it? He did get it, but he's going to be short of the first down. Caught by Jermaine Morgan. The official right there made the call. He's going to be about 2 or 3 yards short. Maybe let's call it a 3-yard, 4-yard gain. He's going to need 3.5 to 4 yards here. 3rd down and about 4. Ball just short of the 19-yard line. All right, here comes Jermaine Morgan, split wide to the near side of the field. Cunningham split wide to the far side. Fontana's got his team in the eye. Here's Fontana back looking, and what a play that time. Beautiful defensive play by Jason DeWitt. Jason DeWitt was right there on the coverage, knocked the pass down, and it'll bring up a 4th down, and Freeport could be in pretty good field position here, Bob, with 3.5 minutes.
Eric Beach is going back along with Jody White to take the punt, and Jeanette has just come up flat in the first half.
This Freeport team, Bob, I'll tell you what, they are playing a near perfect first half. 3.5 minutes remaining. Fontana back at his own 6. Gets a high snap, but he controls it. It's a short kick, high and short. Takes a reverse bounce, and they finally down it at about the 34-yard line. So Freeport's going to be at the Jeanette 34. Excellent field position. Time for another score here in the first half. 13-0. The Yellow Jackets leading. Maybe it's a little bit of a surprise what Freeport is doing this year in the playoffs, Bob. But as far as playing winning football, they do what they're doing tonight every year and every year and every year. All right, here's Ballantyne. Long count. And I think the Jeanette Jayhawks may have jumped a little bit too soon. Let's wait.
I don't know the way Ballantyne grabbed that football. I'm not sure if it was against Jeanette.
Well, I'm only going on the strength of, well, it could be.
Freeport moved on the right side.
All right,
yeah.
Freeport moved on the right side. All right.
I think Ballantyne knew it when he took the snap.
1st and 15 at the 39. That play coming in from the bench. That's Jason DeWitt bringing a play in to Brad Ballantyne. So Freeport are ready to go. White, the tailback, in the eye. And they hand it off to White right up the middle, and White gets across the 40 to about the 38-yard line, maybe the 37. And it's going to be Jason Vincent on the stop. They'll spot the football at the 37. A gain of about 3 yards on the carry, so that'll give White the unofficial yardage of 98 by my count, but we're close. We're close. All right, set to go. Ballantyne is ready. He gets the snap. No, gives to White. Oh, what a spin by White. He's still on his feet. He's at the 30, the 26-yard line where he is stopped. Oh, my. And the stop made by Jermaine Morgan and Derry Cunningham. And I'll tell you why, Jody White there looked like a combination of Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire all rolled into one. Unbelievable.
10 yards, huh?
Gain of about 10, third down and a long 2.
Well, he's over 100 yards for sure.
So third down, 2 yards to go. This could be 4th down territory. There's the keeper. They may have the first down on the keeper, awfully close to it. Ballantyne on the keeper.
I think he stumbled a little bit.
Across the 25, maybe the 24, 24.5 yard line. I think they may have to bring in the sticks here. In any event, the Yellow Jackets are going to go for it anyhow, I believe. They'll bring in the sticks.
A minute and 21 left in this first half. Freeport leading in the contest 13-0 is the score. Again, Bob Tattern along with Joe Falsetti and the Comcast Cablevision crew from Valley High Memorial Stadium. And again, the Jackets win here tonight and they're on their way to the victory. We will be at Three Rivers Stadium next Saturday for the telecast of the championship game in AA. And the opposition will be either Steel Valley, the #1 rated team in AA, or New Brighton.
All right, and they're a little bit short, Bob, perhaps 6 inches. So they'll keep it. The play has come in from the bench. And Coach Keppel, I don't think he's made a mistake here tonight sending the right play in. So here we go again. 4th down. And the length of the football. It's spotted at the Jeanette 24-yard line. Full house eye this time. As Ballantyne is up to the line of scrimmage and ready to go. Here's Ballantyne on the keeper. Oh, and he follows that front wall for about 3 yards. Gets the first down at the 21-yard line. Dave Visley led him through there, and they got the first down, and a timeout is called by the Yellow Jackets.
All right, a minute and 12 now remaining in the first half. The football is now spotted at what, Joe? You said the 22.
Yeah, they're going to be at about the, well, now it's probably the 21, Bob, the way it looks. Ballantyne is Brian Kern, and a couple of wideouts on both sides. Here is a reverse to White. White is tripped up across the 25 at the 24. A loss of about 3 yards on the play. White would have had a lot of running room, but he got tripped up as he cut inside at the 24, so a loss of about 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 13 from the Jeanette 24-yard line. Clock is moving. We're down to 45 seconds remaining, and if they get the first down here, Bob, I suspect a timeout will be called. Here is Ballantyne looking, throwing into the end zone, and it's going to be out of the end zone. Incomplete pass. It was intended for Eric Beach. And number 20, Ryan Redmond, on the near side, looked as though he might have been open. But Ballantyne looking the other way. Throw it in and out of the end zone. In fact, when they clean out of the end line, we've got 34 seconds remaining in the first half. And Jeanette decides to take a timeout, and the bands are getting set to do their thing at halftime. And boy, I'll tell you what, Bob, the Jayhawks have played not only a tremendous offensive game, as the score would indicate, 13-0 Freeport, but defensively they have just been outstanding. Actually, Bob, it's a compliment to the Allegheny Conference here, with Jeanette winning the conference. Freeport 1 game behind, the Vikings a couple of games back. So the Allegheny Conference certainly has showed their thing this year. All right, here we go. Ballantyne, lone setback. Here is Ballantyne. He gets out of trouble, looks, and almost intercepted. And do you know what, Bob? They had a man all alone in the end zone. Sean Mochak was all alone in the end zone, and Ballantyne was running, didn't see him, and it could have been 6 more.
All right, I know we're getting close to running out of what they call videotape in the truck. Bear with us, folks. 28 seconds are left, and it's a 4th down play for Freeport. We'll have
Hoffman,
the Jackets
coming in, and number 20 also coming in, Ryan Redmond. All right, here is Redmond wide to the near side. Hoffman to the far side. Ballantyne is back. Ballantyne cannot do a thing. He's going to be hit and dropped at about the 27-yard line. And a timeout, I believe. Crawford made a tremendous play that time. So Jeanette will take over on downs at their own 26-yard line with 23 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, Joe, that's going to do it for the first half. Jeanette is going to be probably getting off one play, and that's going to do it.
Well, I know one thing. You're taking an awful lot of time. The clock is moving. They'll probably have enough for one play at best. We're at 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. They get the play off, and Crawford still on his feet. He's dropped over there, and that's going to end the first half with the score: Freeport 13, Jeanette nothing.
And we'll be back with the Freeport band in just a moment. Well, we're ready to go now for the start of the second half as the Freeport Yellow Jacket and Jeanette co-captains are on the field for the recap of what's going to happen here. Jeanette will receive the second half kickoff. You recall they had won the toss in the first half and deferred reception until the second half. So 13-0 Freeport in the lead. Touchdown scored by Brad Valentine and Jody White. And we'll see what happens if there's any new wrinkles in what Jeanette has been doing or trying to do in this second half coming up. Boy, that offense. By the way, Joe and I conferred, or at least Joe did, with a third party who's been keeping a little more accurate account of what Jody White's been doing. I had him unofficially for 98 yards. Joe had him for 105. And another statistician has him for 115. Jody White with 115 first half yards in this one.
By Comcast Cable TV and will be filmed tonight in progress starting at 9 p.m. The second showing tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would imagine that a lot of the Freeport people will find homes to go to watch this one, huh?
Friends, maybe the police department will give out a few tickets to some of the drivers in Natrona Heights so they can slip up there to watch the game. Well, in any event, it's been a thriller so far.
All right, Brad Valentine kicks off. Freeport defends the goal to our right as the second half underway. The low kick is going to be fielded at about the 22. And running with a football straight up the middle, cutting across to Jarvis Hall. And Hall returns it to the Freeport 49. So Jeanette.
Good spot, Bob, to start the second half.
Absolutely.
Good run back.
Freeport wants the players out there. They want the crowd to get into the ball game, and they're responding right now. Up the middle. Down to the Freeport 39-yard line on the carry and a first down. Eric Beach and Van Dyke combine on the tackle. Jeanette, they want, the players want their crowd to get into this one. They almost had a first down. It's second and inches. It's at the 39. The ball is only inches away from a Jeanette first down. One of the few they will be able to get in the ball game. Over center is Fontana. Gives, and Bisley is there to stop the runner. Near the line of scrimmage as Jarvis Hall comes close, but no cigar. It is still short of the first down. Third and inches for Jeanette as we have begun second half play at Valley High. Fontana over center, keeps the football and has the first and 10 as they plow ahead. To the 37th. Jeanette with a first and 10, trailing 13-0. Last weekend, Jeanette with a 15-0 shutout over Seton LaSalle, and Freeport over Washington 20-7. Those victories got these two teams into the semifinals. Cunningham goes in motion. The pitch goes back to Hall. Hall, the left side. And he will carry a couple of would-be tacklers with him. Jeff Zimkevitz. is among those as they advance the football to the 29. Randy Stevenson was also there, 2nd and 2, as the football is marked at the 29.
Well, Jeanette's got their act together here, Bob. They're on a pretty good drive.
Tremaine Morgan goes wide left. Hall and Jones in the backfield. Oh, what a tackle! What a play by Bodie. And a penalty flag was thrown. A personal foul on Freeport. Wow, that's going to hurt.
Boy, it sure is. That from about a 7-yard loss. Now they're going to get a 15-yard penalty. Oh, my.
So this will bring it from the 32 to the 17. Chad Ravoti broke through, made the big tackle, but a personal foul called against the Jackets, and I didn't catch who it was on.
I didn't either, Bob. I didn't either.
Maybe piling on after the play. About the only thing it can be. Here it is, 1st and 10 at the 17, and it goes to Hall. Hall slithers through to about the 12-yard line, picks up 5 of the play, 2nd and 5, as the Jackets unpile. We see number 32, Randy Stevenson, underneath. 5 of the carry, 2nd and 5. 13-0, Freeport in the lead with 9 minutes to play here in the 3rd period. And the Jayhawks, as Joe had alluded to, seem to have their act together. They took the opening kickoff and returned it to near the 50-yard line, just short of the 50. So for all practical purposes, if they score on this drive, they had excellent field position to start with, and it would be about a 50-yard maneuver. It goes to Hall. Hall is going to be hit, dropped for a loss as Lavery and Scott Lucas combine along with Bisley. And Bisley, we have a Jeanette player who is down, and I think it may have been Hall, the ball carrier. They're going to stop the clock. Hall injured on the play. It may have been that they bent Hall over a couple of different ways as the Jeanette coaching staff comes out onto the field. Bob Tattern here with Joe Falsetti at Valley High's Memorial Stadium. Freeport, the Jackets, in the lead, 13-0, but it's a different Jayhawk team as they start this 3rd period.
Boy, that's for sure, Bob. They came out all fired up to get a good run back all the way to their own 49, and they're still on that drive. And good opportunity for us to remind you once again that if the Yellow Jackets win this game here tonight, we will be, when I say we, that'll be Bob Tattern, yours truly, Joe Falsetti, and the entire Comcast crew at Three River Stadium next Saturday for the championship.
It's at the 13-yard line. 3rd down and 7 after Jarvis Hall picked up 3 yards. He's off, and he ran off under his own power. Now they have brought in Garrett Pontarolo, number 31. It's a full house eye. A fake. And they're looking into the end zone.
There's a flag on the play.
Pass is intercepted and dropped. The pass, Jason DeWitt almost picked it off, but a penalty flag thrown, and I'm thinking it might be holding on Jeanette.
I don't know, Bob. I think it's against the way they're acting down there. It could be against Freeport, maybe an offside.
One of the Jayhawks shaken up on the play in the end zone.
It's against Jeanette.
And the official,
now what do you do? Turn it down.
Well, the pass.
Turn it down.
Pass goes incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th and 7. And will force Jeanette to do one of 2 things. Go for a long field goal, and they could. But I would suspect that being down 13-0, and they're getting this close, that they would go at least for the 1st down at the 7th. 4th and 7.
Might be the biggest play of the game for Jeanette. If they don't score here, Bob, they could take a little out of them.
From the 13-yard line, 4th and a long 6 is what it is. Fontana will look to throw. He throws the screen. It is caught by Hall. Hall is at the 10 and out of bounds. Does he have the 1st down?
Going to be awfully close.
The official marks it.
He may have it.
At the 6. He does have the 1st down.
Screen pass to Hall.
A screen pass over to Hall near the 6-yard line.
Just got it, Bob, by half a yard.
It is a 1st down, and Jeanette very, very quickly is back into the ball game. Actually, the ball is marked right on the 5-yard line. So it is goal to go for the Jayhawks at the 5. They have come to life in the second half. Here is Fontana looking. He's hit. He throws it over the end line. What a rush by Lavery, who put a big shoulder into Chuck Fontana. They threw that football, Fontana did, over the end line to make sure that ball would not be intercepted. So it is 2nd and goal from the 5. Now they've got a bread and butter man who carries the football rather well, Devine Jones, and he's been held considerably under his average. Jeanette wants to call a timeout with 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Shot of Jeanette's offensive huddle. Number 75 for them is a big fellow by the name of Dwayne Hall. And another reminder, Comcast Cablevision, privileged to be here. And again, thanks to the many sponsors who have supported our telecasts, whether they be regular season or the playoffs so far. One game we had with Highlands, we were sorry to see them bow out. And now with the Freeport Yellow Jackets, and should the Jackets go on to win it here tonight, we will be at Three River Stadium next Saturday in that big game. Of course, the AA championship game, it will be either Steel Valley and New Brighton against the winner of this one. Tie remaining in the 3rd quarter, as you see on the scoreboard, just under 8 minutes. And when Jeanette gets the ball back in play, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Now here we go. Jeanette is coming out of the huddle. Fontana. It goes to Hall. The left side, he slips by and gets down to about the 3-yard line. There was a couple of Freeport defenders back there who had him near the line of scrimmage, but the ball will be spotted at the 3.
Van Dyke and Jody White on the stop there, Bob, and as you indicated, they looked as though they might have had him for a yard or 2 lost, but he hung in there, squirmed and turned, and got it down to about the 2.
Now Jeanette has held the football now for 4.5 minutes since this second half opening kickoff. There's Jones. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. Jones at 7:20 of period number 3. So Jones carries from 2 yards out, and it now makes it a 13-6 game. And the extra point, I'm sure, will be the extra point kick try by number 60, Ron Engelhart. Holding will be Chuck Fontana. Keep in mind that Fontana is the quarterback. Very easily they could fake this one and throw for 2, but they're going to go for the kick. Here it is, and it's through the uprights, and Jeanette now trails by only 6 points, 13-7. Let's take a commercial pause, and we will be back at Valley High Stadium right after this. Don't go. Back here at Valley High Stadium, 13-7 is the score right now. It is Dwayne Hall, number 75, setting up the football on the far side hash mark as Freeport with the return. The kick is low, and it is fielded at about the 32-yard line by Ryan Redmond, and Redmond returns to about the 42-yard line. The tackle was made on the play by Steve Cunningham of Jeanette, and it is marked at about the 41.
And a pretty good spot to start off here, Bob, for the Yellow Jackets. Good field position. Now they can respond to that Jeanette touchdown. Why, things will be okay. They still lead 13-7.
Freeport with the football now. 7 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter, as the Jacket fans here on the near sideline want their team now to come to life. Valentine gives White at the 45, and White up near the 48-yard line before he was bumped hard on the play by Lamont Morgan, number 34. Jody White gets up hurt. White is going to come off. He was hurt on the tackle, but he picked up about 8 yards to the 49. Second and 2, and White is out of the game. Randy Stevenson checks in, number 32. White is in pain on the sideline, and they're tending to him right now. and he's laying down on the bench. Stuyvesant, no, check. Kern down to the 40, 39-yard line. And finally wrestled down by Eric Leidig, number 79.
Ran into his own man over there, Bob.
Yeah. So they mark it at the 38. And it is a Freeport first down. I don't know if we can get a camera down there or not.
Well, I'll tell you what.
White's walking around now, but his head's going from side to side. He is in pain. Valentine, 1st and 10 with a man in motion to the right. Gives to the first man coming through, and they drag him back. They'll give him the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Brian Kern carried and only got to the line of scrimmage. White with 115 yards in the first half. What do we have before until that injury in this third quarter, Joe?
Well, the 8-yard carry, I've got him unofficially at 113 yards, and it looked as though they're wrapping his leg or something. He is hurt.
Jody White out of the ball game. They got about a half a yard on that last carry. Valentine over center. He gives to the other man coming around.
There he goes.
Jason Dewitt. Penalty flag. Hello. Penalty flag thrown.
Oh, my.
A would-be touchdown might be called back. Hold on. Now, if that is not a penalty flag.
I don't think it's a flag down there, Bob. I don't believe so.
That may have been a protective pad of some kind. But Jason Dewitt carried the football and took it in from 39 yards.
He picked up a block at about the 30-yard line, Bob, came to the near side of the field, and it was good night, Irene, after that.
That touchdown with 5:01 to play. DeWitt, 39 yards. And a timeout has been called. So Freeport answers the Jeanette touchdown with one of their own and go back in front by 12.
And that came, Bob, not only responding to the Jeanette touchdown, but then again you get your main man, Jody White, injured. And he's out here on the bench being worked on. And
I don't know, we'll get that camera back down there again and take a look at what they're doing to White's leg.
But they were able to respond, Bob. That was the big thing. And, of course, a tremendous run that time for Jason DeWitt. And good blocking by the Freeport Yellow Jackets. They lead now 19-7. Good opportunity here, Bob, to go for 2.
That is the crowd around Jody White that they're attending to now. The police down there are trying to keep the crowd from gathering around, but that might be White's family that's down there with him or some friends of the family, one or the other. You see the anguish on White's face. They're telling him to hang in. Freeport leading 19-7 with DeWitt's 39-yard touchdown run at 5:01 of the quarter.
Well, Bob, I don't know. Good spot for 2 here.
I would give it serious consideration. Leading by only 12, it would make it 21-7.
I wouldn't consider it. I'd do it. Without even considering it.
Well, I just took a good look again at Jody White on the bench. And, Joe, I don't know that he might return to the ball game.
All right, they're going for 2.
Brad Valentine's got a spread formation to the right. Gives to Kern. Kern's in there for 2. Brian Kern from 3 yards out for the 2. And the Jackets now lead it 21-7. How about that? Brian Kern ripped it off. And the Jackets lead it by 14, 21-7. That puts the pressure right back on Jeanette. 5:01 to play, quarter number 3, and the Jackets remain in the lead.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Bob, responding the way they did, that's got to take something out of Jeanette, because in that trade-off, Freeport came out 1 point ahead.
So they trade touchdowns, and the Jackets wind up on top now by 14.
They were ahead by 13.
Valentine's kick hits it up at the ball. The Freeport Yellow Jackets have covered at the 49-yard line.
Hello, Harry.
Joe, and get one for his dog, too. How does that go? That kick by Valentine. All right, that's it. Thank you. That kick hit one of the upmen of Jeanette. It bounced right back. That's one of the best onside kicks I've ever seen.
Sure was.
I don't know that was intended that way, Joe.
No way, but it hit the Jeanette man, bounced back about 10 yards, and Freeport covered it.
Freeport at the 49 of Jeanette. Up the middle, Kern. No gain on the play. Freeport recovering that kick after scoring the touchdown. That's a big play in this one. To hold on to possession after you have your offensive momentum still going for you. No gain on that one, though. It's 2nd and 10.
And they're still working on White down below us here, Bob. And I don't know that he'll be going back in or not.
Sean Mochak, wide right. Valentine pitches. It comes back. Cale Makinich, I believe it is, or am I wrong? No, it was Randy Stevenson.
He got about 4 or 5.
No, Joe, they're going to mark this one only at the 48.
Oh, my. Well, they didn't give forward progress. He was near the 45-yard line.
3rd down, and let's say after the 2-yard gain, 3rd and 8. So it's get Sam a drink and buy his dog one, too?
That's what the other man said, but we don't want to be copying, Bob. We want to be a little more original.
Yeah, think of something, huh? 3rd and 8 for the Jackets. Valentine looks to throw. Man downfield, and intercepted at the 30-yard line by Jermaine Morgan. Morgan still on his feet and being chased by Joe McGrath down the far sideline and run out of bounds by Brian Kern. So now the pendulum swings.
There's a flag over there, and that could go against Jeanette.
Penalty flag thrown on the return in the vicinity of the 42-yard line. See, they unravel this one.
Well, I sort of believe it's going to go against Jeanette. I don't know why, but the way the flag was thrown and the official that threw it, it seems that there were 4 white shirts back there and only 1 black shirt, but now they're picking up the flag and walking up near the 45-yard line, so we'll have to wait and
They're
see.
going to march it off against Freeport. Another late hit apparently was the reason behind the flag, and Freeport will be penalized right here. It was a 3rd and 8 pass that was intercepted.
Puts the ball on Freeport's 32-yard line.
Jeanette returned. What do they have it marked down at the 32?
Yep.
After the penalty. Man in motion. Jeanette gives to Jarvis Hall. It's Fontana to him, and Dave Visley is among those on the defensive play for the Jackets, along with Joe McGrath. And it's marked at the 26.
2nd and 5 for the Jayhawks.
Boy, just when you think you got him on the ropes.
Yep.
Freeport really hadn't passed all that much, but with Jody White out of there now, I'm looking. Is Jody White walking, or is he still on the bench?
Well, he's up. He's not on this bench, Bob. I'll try to find him here somewhere.
Okay, 2nd down and 5. Fontana looking to pass, man in the open, fires downfield, and this one is caught at the goal line, and it is a touchdown. Jeanette strikes back. The pass was caught by Derek Cunningham. He caught it at the goal line and
the coverage was there, Bob. Number 80 was down there, Eric Beach, and a tremendous catch.
A touchdown at 2:18 of the 3rd quarter. That pass covered 26 yards for the touchdown, and it makes it 21-13.
I think Jeanette wants a timeout here, Bob.
Well, I'll tell you what, in all kinds of trouble, Fontana lofted it airborne and put a high arc on the football, and Freeport's defender just could not get up and defend the pass. It is 21-13, and they're scoring them in bunches right now. Freeport in the lead by 8
Jody White, Bob, is down in front here. He a slight limp, but it looks as though he wants to get back into the ball game.
Just how effective he will be remains
Well, that's
to be
right.
seen.
I don't know that I'd gamble getting him in there, particularly with a lead. But then again, how do you second guess yourself if you wind up losing the game and trying to hold him out? I don't know. It is as though he wants to get back in, though.
2:18 to play in the third quarter. Freeport 21, Jeanette 13. Jeanette has just scored and are now calling, or are at the tail end of a timeout, and trying to determine what it is they want to do about the point after. And it appears they're going to go for 2.
Well,
here's what's going to happen.
I didn't think they would, Bob, because if their kicker's as good as they say he is, why, you're going to need 2 scores anyway.
Hall and Jones behind Fontana. It goes to Jones. No, Fontana keeps. He pitches back, and it's going to go out of bounds. And the 2-point play fails.
Big play for the Yellow Jackets. Wow. Jeanette intercepts. They go into the end zone for the touchdown on, I think, about 4 plays. They try for the 2-point conversion. They did not get it. So the score remains Freeport 21, Jeanette 13, with 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Again, Bob Tatter with Joe Falsetti here at Valley High's Memorial Stadium as the Jackets and the Jayhawks battle in the AA semifinal, and the winner to take on the winner of the Steel Valley and New Brighton game, that one being played tonight. Somewhere we'll have a winner out of that one, and the winner of this one next week battle at Three River Stadium.
Steel Valley was leading, Bob, 28-13 at the half over New Brighton, and of course the winner of that game will play the winner of this game for the championship.
Dwayne Hall has the football teed up on the far side hash mark. Let's see just how far he might kick this one. DeWitt is back with Redmond, and the kick fielded by DeWitt at the 13. He's at the 20 and is down. DeWitt is going to be marked down near the 19. Now they're going to mark it closer to the 18-yard line.
Flag on the play.
And another penalty flag to work out here. That penalty flag was thrown in the vicinity of the 25-yard line. They're talking with the Jeanette co-captains. We could only assume now that this will be called against the Jackets.
Some kind of an illegal block, perhaps. No matter what capacity, be it high school, college, or pros, on punt returns, kickoff returns, it seems that every time you look up, there is a flag somewhere. And there's another one here. It's a matter now of who was it on, probably against Freeport.
At the 18, we have 2:12 to play in quarter number 3. 21-13 is the score. First Federal of Pittsburgh will announce our MVP of this one. Win or lose from the Freeport team. This one's against who? Jeanette. I'll be darned.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I'll tell you what, I was kind of thinking they might be marching it the other way because Jeanette players were huddled around the official, and I thought the official was saying, what do you guys want? But it's not going to work out that way. The ball is now advanced after the penalty to the 33.
Illegal touching penalty.
Well, it's a break for the a break. It's a big move for Freeport here at the 33. Better field position by 15 yards. Jody White is still not in the ball game. Goes to Brian Kern. Kern goes ahead across the 35 to about the 37.
Short gain on the play.
For Jeanette, Garrick Pontalaro. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
3, 2nd and 7.
It's at the 37. Closing minute and a half of quarter number 3. It's Freeport by 8, 21-13. And the Jayhawks have come to life in the second half. They have scored twice to Freeport's 1. Carrying the football this time is Randy Stuyvesant, and he is clipped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Tackle made by Sean Crawford.
3rd and 7.
Now it's 3rd and 7.
And Jody White, Bob, down below us, getting his leg wrapped again. He's got the helmet off, so if he's going in, he certainly doesn't look as though it's going to be for a while. That's for sure. And that's a tough break for Freeport.
3rd and a long 6. Valentine gives. And coming up ahead, just short of the first down, is Ryan Redmond. Well, if they bring the chains across, I am sure that it'll be close.
Very close.
But I don't know if they made it. The official has spotted it. They want to stop the clock and bring the chains across. I'm sure that he's a tad short.
You think? I'm not so sure, to be honest with you.
I hope he has it.
I'm not so sure that it's short. Looks to me like he may have it.
Oh, boy. How about that?
He got it. Hang in there.
Ryan Redmond picks up the first down on second effort. We're down to 35 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Joe, I want you to know something. You take over that 4th quarter. Don't blow it.
Oh, well, I'll do the best I can to hold it.
First down out at the 44.
It's about over. The 3rd quarter's gone pretty quick.
Valentine gives to Stuyvesant. Stuyvesant really hit hard. Frank Finelli among others. Now the Freeport fans want to know why there's possibly no flag on that play.
They're trying to strip the football is what they're trying to do, Bob.
Forward progress marked at the 42nd, is the 47-yard line as time runs out. Freeport's fans and the Jeanette fans across the way equally giving their youngsters a show of support with a round of applause. 13 for Jeanette, 21 for Freeport as the 3rd quarter has ended. We'll be back right after this with midway in that 3rd period. Freeport's football, 2nd and 7 at the 47. Final quarter's begun, and here's Joe.
All right, Bob, it's 2nd down. 7 yards to go, Freeport from their own 47-yard line. Full house high. Valentine hands off, going through his Stuyvesant. Maybe picked up a yard or two and stopped at about the 48 or 48-9-yard line. Making the stop was Derek Cunningham was there. Number 65, Paul Barkenfeld, also there. So it'll be 3rd down and about 6 yards to go, maybe closer to 7. Freeport on top, 21-13 as the 4th quarter just underway. Very enthusiastic crowd here on both sides of the field. Jeanette on the far side, and the Yellow Jackets have the near side, the home side of the field, pretty well filled up and just letting it all hang out here, trying to get their club to take them down to Three River Stadium. With a win here tonight, that's exactly where they'll be a week from tomorrow for the championship. Valentine is ready. Here is the reverse, and giving it off and getting the first down. Still on his feet. DeWitt is down at the 20. DeWitt at the 10, and DeWitt's going to go all the way for a touchdown. How about that? Jason DeWitt,
52 yards.
52 yards for the touchdown, and hello, Harry, one more time. Oh, my. Valentine getting set for the extra point try.
No flags that time. Where are they coming up with these plays?
Good snap. The kick is up. The kick is good. And the Yellow Jackets lead by 15, 48-13.
I want to recap scoring so far in the ball game. The first touchdown scored in the opening drive of the contest by the Jackets with a point after. After the Valentine touchdown, it was 7-0. Second quarter, Jody White scoring from 2 yards out on the first play of that second period. It's a 13-0 lead, and that score after the attempt after with a kick failed held up at halftime. Third quarter, Jones scored from 2 yards out for Jeanette. 13-6. The kick after made it 13-7. Then Jason DeWitt, the first of 2 long runs. This one of 39 yards, made it 19-7. Brian Kern with the 2-yard run, 21-7. Cunningham on a 26-yard pass reception for Jeanette. Brought it close, but Jason DeWitt with a 52-yarder makes it 27-13.
Loose football is still loose. Now it's finally picked up by Jeanette. And getting up to about the 40-yard line is Kern made the stop on Jason Vincent. So they'll spot the football right at the 40. First and 10. Jeanette from their own 40-yard line. And Freeport on top, 28-13.
That's a big thing to be hit by 15.
Sure is.
Jeanette's got to get 2 touchdowns and get 2 two-point conversions in the final period to win.
All right, here's Fontana. Loose football. The Yellow Jackets have it. It is recovered by number 53, Chad Ravoni.
Well, they may as well put Jody White on the team bus and let him relax for the last period.
I certainly would, Bob. Tell you the truth, I think he's out there. There he is. There he is.
I'll tell you what, with a 15-point lead, I'd rather look to Three River Stadium than a risk injury here, Joe. But again, we're not the coaches. Maybe it would be better to run this.
You know, a few years back, Bob, we had a very colorful baseball announcer that used to holler from time to time how sweet it is. And that's exactly what it is here at Valley High Stadium tonight. It is absolutely lovely. Freeport 28, Jeanette 13. Here we go. Valentine up the middle across the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
There's a difference between being in the game and being active and carrying the football. And that time, I think Jody White, not getting the football, may have wanted to run a couple of yards either side of him just to test the leg. So I don't know how soon he's going to get the football, but that carry by the other youngster gained 2.
All right, inside the 40 to about the 39. A gain of a couple, second down and 8. The ball at the Jeanette 39-yard line. Plays continue to come in from the bench. Valentine sends Hoffman wide to the near side of the field. They've got a slot to the right. High formation. Valentine to White. Fumble the football. And I believe Jeanette has it. I believe Jeanette has the football, and they do, at the 41-yard line. That play intended for White, but they missed a handoff. Fumble recovered by Jeanette.
Joe,
this one is not over yet.
Somebody for Freeport missed a blocking assignment because they came through and hit the quarterback as he handed the ball off. Well, they got a mark back at the 39.
All right, they do spot it at the 39, so Jeanette will have it, first and 10 from their own 39. Fontana fakes the handoff. Fontana looking, throws a long pass, maybe intercepted. Tipped away by number 41, Jason DeWitt. And I'll tell you what, Bob, don't go away with that DeWitt. He has had himself one whale of a game. A couple of long runs for touchdowns, playing tremendous defensively. And I think Jody White is out of the ball game again, Bob. He came out, threw his helmet. I think he's in pain, sitting at the end of the bench.
Well, 15-point lead for the Jackets. 9.5 minutes left in the game. There's the man right there, number 41 for the Jackets, who's made a big difference, Jason DeWitt.
Boy, has he ever. And Fontana again faking, running out. Look, he's hit, and here is an interception! Intercepted by Eric Beach at the 34-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Fontana was hit and hit hard, and I think that may have taken a little bit of yardage off the football.
I'll tell you what, they ought to do some community singing out there, the Yellow Jackets, because they sure are humming here in the fourth quarter.
That interception made at the 34.
28-13 Freeport. 9:24 remaining in the game. They lead 28-13, and they're, as I say, 9 minutes and 20-some-odd seconds away from Three River Stadium and the, well, championship game.
Probably against number 1 Steel Valley.
All right, here we go. Valentine. Hands off. Coming across, getting yardage is number 21. That's Brian Kern. Gets across the 40 to about the 41. He picks up about 6 good yards. Vincent made the stop for Jeanette. Second down. And about 3 yards to go. So Freeport now with any kind of a possession game here could put this one away. They lead by 15. They have the football. DeWitt back into the lineup. Hoffman coming into the Freeport lineup with the play from the bench.
Is that White? No, that's Stuyvesant, right? Yeah. Stuyvesant, the tailback.
That's Stuyvesant. And here is Ballantyne on the keeper. He gets all the way up to about the 45.
Whistle blew. Whistle blew.
The ball is hanging there, just laying there on the ground. And I don't know. They give him forward progress. He may have the first down, but I think the whistle had blown the play dead.
No, he's got a first down.
He got it anyhow. He does. Can you believe this? Ballantyne got the first down. The ball is spotted at the 45-yard line of Freeport. And they have 4 more downs, and boy, they can do a job on that clock. We're inside 8 minutes remaining in the game, and some Jeanette faithful, Bob, across the way, beginning to head for the gates. Now, if the players out there feel the way those fans do, this one is over.
You hate, as a player, you hate to see that happen. That's a desertion.
There's Stuyvesant around the left side. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be dropped at about the 47 or 48-yard line. Jermaine Morgan made the stop. Gain of about 2 yards on the play, maybe 3.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
The clock, I thought maybe he may have gone out of bounds. He did not. The clock continues to run. We're down to 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the game. Ball is spotted at the 48-yard line of Freeport, where we have a 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7. Jason DeWitt back into the lineup. And when you hear his name mentioned, Bob, you start thinking maybe another long run. He's had a couple of them here for touchdowns. Ballantyne is ready. And they give it to DeWitt. And DeWitt this time is going absolutely nowhere. In fact, he's going to be stopped for a big loss by number 82, James Culliver. Inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line. A loss of about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Paul McConville,
3rd and 11.
Paul McConville, number 72, let it be known to Derek Cunningham that he wasn't going to be shoved around, so some words exchanged, but nothing.
Well, the last thing that should happen now is for Freeport to, answer back or do anything stupid and get themselves a 15-yard penalty. They're in total control of this game and the clock. There's a pump right up the middle. They get across the 45, and up near the 47-yard line is number 21, Brian Kern. About a 4-yard gain. They'll bring up a 4th down and about 7. 4th and about 7. Freeport will go into punt formation with 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the game. Going back to punt is Dennis Lavery, number 43. Jermaine Morgan.
They're too shallow for this kid's kick.
Well, they don't expect them to kick, but they are going to kick. Here's a high kick, not too deep. It's going to hit at the 35 and go out of bounds at about the 33. So it'll be Jeanette's ball. 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. 5:28 remaining. Freeport leading 28-13.
As we had mentioned, First Federal of Pittsburgh with its MVP announcement at the conclusion of the ball game in this one here tonight, which Freeport leads by 15. 28-13 is the score. Now, Joe.
Bob, I see Jody White here. He's laying down. I mean, his leg must really be bothering him. All right, Jeanette is ready. They send the Cunningham in motion. Here's Fontana on the draw right up the middle. It doesn't go very far. Making the stop was Stuyvesant.
Stuyvesant the tackle.
Jarvis Hall. The ball carrier, Dave Visley. Also there, a gain of about 3 yards on the play. The officials call time.
That's because Terry Van Dyke has got a helmet problem. He's
number 60 for Freeport. Terry Van Dyke had to adjust that headgear, helmet, call it what you will. 2nd down and 7. The ball at the 36-yard line of Jeanette. They have the possession with 5 minutes remaining. There's Fontana looking over the middle, incomplete. Intended for number 22, Sean Crawford. Incomplete at the 45-yard line. That stops the clock with exactly 5 minutes remaining in the game, and Freeport leading by 15 points, 28-13. And for those of you that don't know, these two teams from the same conference played earlier this year at Jeanette, where the Jayhawks won it 13-12. And this one, a little more breathing room here for the team that's on top. But of course, it's not over yet. Fontana back looking, chased. He's chased out of the pocket. Pass is complete across the 45 to about the 47. Good for the first down. Derek Cunningham made the reception on his knees. Dave Visley was there on the stop, but the first down was made by Jeanette at their own 47-yard line.
47-yard line.
The clock begins to move. We're inside 5 minutes. Fontana is ready. Jermaine Morgan wide to the near side. Fontana is he's got a man all alone down here, and it's going to be caught. It is caught by number 29, Vince Bodie, at the 27-yard line. So Bodie makes the reception, gets Jeanette a first down at the Freeport 27-yard line. 4.5 minutes remaining, and don't go away. This one's not over yet.
Well, Jeanette's got to score twice, and they have to get two-point extra point tries.
Well, they can win it if they get two. And up the middle on the draw, and good yardage that time. And going in there for that good carry was Sean Crawford inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. He'll be about a yard short.
Gain of 9 in play, 2nd and 1.
Here is a pass down near the 3-yard line, and I think the last play, I said it was a carry. It was actually a pass, and we got another pass here that's incomplete. Clock is stopped. 3 minutes, 54 seconds remaining. 3:54 remaining. Freeport 28, Jeanette 13.
Third and about a yard.
Third and a yard to go.
3rd and 1. They'd like to pick up that first down passing, but they'll probably run it here to try to get the first down. All right, here is Fontana. He keeps it. I don't know. Well, second surge, he may have got it, but he got hit. He got hit behind the line of scrimmage on the first attempt, but he kept squirming and pushing, and I think he finally got the first down. They may take a long look here and maybe even measure it. I don't know. Let's wait and see.
That's what they're going to do.
They're going to call time and bring in the sticks. And that'll give us a chance to remind everybody that if Freeport wins this game, Comcast Cable Channel 3 will be at Three River Stadium next week to bring you the championship game that's going on between Still Valley and New Brighton. And it's short. It is short. So it's 4th down. 4th down. And Bob, you and I have already been alerted from the head honcho in the truck that if they do get the Three Rivers, climbing all those stairs and everything else that needs to be done, help is wanted. Help is called for. Yours truly is too old, too weak to help out, so that'll fall on somebody else's shoulders. All right, here we go. Fontana, he stopped again. I don't know if they give him forward progress. He may have it. But the initial surge did not get it. Do they bring in the sticks again, or are they going to measure? They don't measure. They just give him the first down, and Jeanette has the first down. The clock shows 3 minutes, 30 seconds. The ball is at the 16-yard line off Freeport. I'll tell you what, Bob, I'm not about to celebrate just yet. This thing is far from over.
Yeah, well,
far from over.
3 minutes to play. 3:15 and counting.
Fontana is back. Fontana is looking. He throws. He's got a man out there. Incomplete. Intended for number 22, Sean Crawford, at about the 5-yard line, but it was a little bit high. Incomplete.
Second and 10.
Wonder if the Pony
Second down and 10.
Has the Pony Express come and gone?
I don't know. The way
I'm waiting for an answer from the truck. Has the Pony Express come and gone?
All right, here we go. Second down and 10. The ball at the Freeport 16-yard line. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Here's a high lobbing pass into the end zone. Incomplete. Good coverage down there. Let's see who that was.
Jason DeWitt.
Jason DeWitt one more time.
He fell on that pylon, and he might be hurt.
Oh, brother.
He fell on the pylon on the play.
They've got Jason. They've got Jody White.
Jason DeWitt on the coverage back there.
That's hurt. He's been out most of the second half.
Ryan Redmond is going to come in and take
seems to be okay. Redmond is coming in. I don't know whether to replace him or... Yep, I think he's going to replace DeWitt. And what a game this DeWitt has had. Offensively, he's had 2 long runs for touchdowns. Defensively, he has saved a couple of touchdowns.
You want to thank your wife for that hot chocolate, by the way?
Oh, yes. Very nice. Came in handy.
Jason, listen to that round of applause.
Jason DeWitt, I'll tell you what, they're giving him a standing ovation, and well-deserved. What a game that youngster's played. All right, here we go. And here is a reverse. Now they're going to try to throw a pass. They do. It's lofted in the air, and it's going to be incomplete.
No flags.
Sean Crawford threw that one, but boy, a lot of pressure, particularly from number 60, Terry Van Dyke. This is it right here. 2:57 left in the game. 4th down and 10 for Jeanette from Freeport's 16-yard line. The Jayhawks, I believe, are going to take a timeout to try and talk this one over. And while they do, we'll take a commercial break and be back with more championship football right after this.
Freeport ahead by 15, Joe. 4th and 10 for Jeanette.
Here we go. Tell you what, if they stop them here, Bob, you won't be able to control this crowd below us. All right, here we go. 4th and 10 for Jeanette. Fontana is back. Looking, throwing, and it's caught down about the 2-yard line.
First down.
Jermaine Morgan, he went way up high, brought it down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Oh, my, this one's not over yet.
I'll tell you what, if they get 6 here, plus 2, that's 28-21. Oh,
and an
brother.
onside kick. Oh, my goodness. What a horrible thought.
Just crossed your mind.
Fontana. And
fumble?
Is there a fumble? I believe Freeport has it. Do they? No, they don't. Nope.
Well, the one official was pointing the other way.
Yep. He was, but it was recovered by Jeanette at the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal.
Well, the one thing that did was eat up some time.
The clock is continuing to move. We're inside 2.5 minutes, 2:20 to be exact. Fontana on the quick count, hands off, and hit behind the line of scrimmage. Fumble recovered by Freeport. Let's see, did they give him the fumble?
No.
Yeah, look who was there, Bob. DeWitt was there. Chad Ravoni was there.
Simonson.
Now they push it back to the 2-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 2. Oh, my goodness.
Minute and 50.
1:50. As Bob had mentioned, there's nothing else on this drive. They're eating up the clock, Jeanette is. Here's a handoff. No. Fontana's going to run it into the end zone for the touchdown. So Fontana gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. 28-19. Now what do they do?
Go for 1 here, then go for 2 at the end of the game.
Well,
if they're able to get, if they get another chance.
They have to get at least 1 here, Bob. If they don't get 1, forget it. And if they don't get this 2, they're going to fall 9 points behind. They'll need 2 scores, so they have to score again. Here's Fontana. They're going for 2. Here's a throw, and there's DeWitt. And a flag in the end zone. I don't know about this one.
Well, be a yard and a half away, half the distance. That might be offensive pass interference. I don't know.
I thought he had position on him, but evidently the official was right there on the play. And it goes against Freeport. Didn't look like it from here, but the official was right on the play. So they'll move it up a yard and a half. Maybe now they might decide to run the football. They're a yard and a half away from the goal line. They're going for 2. Fontana is ready. They hand it off, and he gets in for the 2-pointer. So it's 28-21. My goodness. This game is not over yet. We got a minute and 41 seconds left. Freeport leading by 7, 28-21. And an onside kick here, Bob, can really bring the crowd to their feet for the final minute 41.
You know what's going to happen. There is no doubt in anybody's mind that Jeanette will onside kick this one. A minute and 41 to play. It's Freeport by 7. And anybody from Jeanette that left, too bad.
Well, let's see. They've got DeWitt and Hoffman. They're playing pretty short. They're up about the 22-yard line. And the other 9 players for Freeport are between the 40 and 47-yard line. They definitely are expecting the onside kick. Understand he's got to go at least 10 yards. And here it is. It's a dribbler, and it's going to be... And it's Bisley had it, dropped it. Now I believe Eric Beach had it, and he lost it. But Freeport did recover. Let's see who got the football.
32.
Stuyvesant got it. And Freeport will have it at their own 44-yard line with a minute 37 left. And this one here, Bob, I think should be the knee on the ground for the next 2 snaps, and that'll about do it.
That ball bounced around like the old pinball machine.
That's right. It was a good kick.
Brad Valentine just coming out.
He took all the time he could take. Talking to Coach Keppel. Now he's out there, called the signals, and let's see. Does he drop to his knees for 2 plays? And too much time. All right, they took all the time they could take. It will cost them 5 yards. They're down to a minute 11 seconds. And I think now, Bob, seriously, I don't know that I would gamble handing that ball off. I would just take it and get on my knees. I don't know how many timeouts Jeanette has, but I don't think they have enough to stop the clock from running out.
Line for the Yellow Jackets.
Delay a game, 1st and 15 at the 34. Excuse me, the 39.
Valentine looked over to Coach Keppel, and evidently he knew what the signal was. So here we go. Here is the snap. And it's Valentine right up the middle, across the 40 to about the 42. They're trying to strip the ball. Derek Cunningham was noticeably trying to strip it. He was at the top of the pile. And the Freeport contingent made them understand they didn't like what they saw. The clock continues to run. We're down to 50 seconds. And I think one more snap will just about do it. Second down, 13 yards ago, but that's all academic at this point. This one is history. And I do mean history, Reverend. And we're down to 30 seconds. This will be the last snap of the ball game. And Valentine on his knees. 24 seconds, 23. I don't know if there's any timeouts left.
Look at that Freeport bench.
And the bench, the entire student body, the adults, the entire home section where Freeport is located on their feet. The Yellow Jackets are heading for Three River Stadium and the WPIAL championship game against the winner of New Brighton and Steel Valley. There is the gun. The ball game is over. The Yellow Jackets win it. They're in the finals. And hello, Harry, one more time.
Let's recap the scoring plays, and we're going to name our first Federal MVP. First quarter, 5:47, opening drive of the game in 13 plays. The Jackets put the first touchdown on the board. It was a Valentine 1-yard quarterback keeper that made it 6-0, and he added the extra point. 7-0 at that stage of the game. Early in the second quarter, Jody White on the first play from scrimmage in that period ran from about 2 yards out and made it 13-0. The kick failed. At halftime, it remained 13-0 Freeport. Third quarter, Devine Jones from 2 yards out at the 7:20 mark of the period. That made it 13-6, and the kick after was 13-7. Shortly after that, DeWitt on the first of 2 long runs. This one 39 yards, made it 19-7. And Brian Kern's 2-yard or 3-yard run for the 2-point play made it 21-7 in favor of Freeport. 3 minutes later, Freeport defensively goes back to defend against a pass from Fontana to Cunningham of 26 yards. The defensive unit could not make the play, and Jeanette gets on the board. It's 21-13. They go for 2 points on the run, but it fails. Fourth quarter, Jason DeWitt for Freeport. In the second of his 2 long runs, he goes 52 yards to make it 27-13. The kick after made it 28. But the dramatics were being set up by Jeanette as they came back, passing the ball downfield, and Fontana from 2 yards out with 1:41 to play made it 28-19. Freeport was penalized on the extra point try, and they ran it in, Jeanette did, for the 2-point conversion. That made it 28-21. An onside kick by Jeanette ricocheted off of 3 players before the Jackets recovered at about their own 44-yard line and ate out the last 1:38 of play. And the ball game is history. Jeanette loses for the first time this year, and Freeport advances to the championship game at Three Rivers Stadium next Saturday. And we will be there for Comcast to cover the game. And Joe, I don't think the MVP was any surprise.
No surprise at all, Bob. Jason DeWitt had himself a whale of a ball game, a couple of long runs, as you indicated, for touchdowns. He played a tremendous defensive game, and what made his effort, along with the entire Freeport team, so important was the fact that their main man, Jody White, was out for most of the second half, and Freeport did it without him. They avenged an earlier loss to Jeanette of 13-12, but the victory that they got, Bob, was the one that really meant everything. It was the game that will get them into Three Rivers Stadium for the championship, and that'll happen a week from tomorrow. Comcast Cable Channel 3 will be there, and once again, Jason DeWitt, the MVP of this one, and what an outstanding effort, not only by DeWitt, Jody White, but the entire Freeport aggregation. And congratulations to Coach Keppel, the coaching staff, and the entire Freeport team on their big win here tonight.
And we want to thank Rob Tattern and his crew here tonight. Steve Kuzma on camera. On the other camera, Chris Tattern, also in the truck. Rob with an assist from Amy, and I guess good old Dad helped in there too, rooting on Freeport. So we'll be back at Three Rivers Stadium next Saturday. I'm sorry, Joe, I already clipped your mic.
That's okay. I was going to say, you almost sound like Archie Bunker, the whole family affair.
All right, we'll be back next weekend at Three Rivers Stadium when Freeport takes on Steel Valley for the Class AA championship. So until we get together again, we'll be advertising, by the way, those times on the Comcast local Channel 3 message channel for the playback times of our replays. Again, the final here at Valley High, Freeport winning it 28-21. And on behalf of Joe Falsetti and